All right. Little Family Feud, old school Family Feud, was used under the Richard Dawson era, used from 1976 till 1985. Um, I love the old Family Feud. I'm not too good on the new Family Feud, as it were. But anyway, welcome to New Stars Live, everybody. For this week, I'm recording this episode. At least this episode here is being recorded Monday, August 15th. 2006. I tell you, man, the adventures of pig vomit continue. I've been having this for those of you who work in a call center, you probably have heard of this program. It's called Avaya. And it's the program that we use to take calls. When you call into Comcast and you get routed to us, the call gets put into a virtual queue and gets put through to one of us through a program called Avaya. It's like our phone, if you will. Inside of Avaya, there's different statuses that you set yourself to, like when you go to break or lunch or whatever the case may be. And there's also an auto in setting, which is for the setting that you use while you're taking a call. And then there is something called after call setting, which is what you use after the call to make your notes and stuff like that into the various programs we use. And I know I'm being vague here. Trust me, if I ever get fired from this place, you're going to get a Comcastic episode because I am going to vent and share all the dirty little secrets of that company. But anyway, my Avaya, like let's say I take a call and I wrap up with the person and I go into after call to complete my notes. And then if I want to go into auto in, the program has not been letting me. Now this is a problem I've been having since last November. So we're coming up almost on about 9 months. I'm constantly dropping calls. The program's not wanting to go back onto the call status, auto in status. It's a mess. So I've had 2 supervisors now. This makes the 3rd since I've had this problem. And this is the only supervisor I've had that wants to harp on the issue. Nobody else in the company has came to me and pressured me about this because it's all been watered under the bridge. Even the higher ups have seen my stats and have not questioned me about this. But Pig Vomit wants to. And they start saying it's a problem with my internet provider, even though I've already had Comcast out here. Yeah, I work for Comcast, and I have Comcast internet. Yet they're saying the Comcast internet is failing, and that I need to call Comcast to get Comcast out here to fix Comcast internet so I could go back to working for Comcast. Do you think I've said the word Comcast enough? Sheesh. So then I get told that my memory in my computer, I have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and they're telling me that that's not enough to run the program, that I need to upgrade to 8, even though the minimum requirement for that company, if you were to apply for the company that I work for, they would tell you you need at least 4 gigs of RAM to run their programs. That's all you should need. And now they're telling me I got to upgrade. I get told today by Pig Vomit, who has now been upgraded from Pig Vomit to Twat Waffle. So Twat Waffle comes to me and goes, we're sitting there discussing this issue, and now she wants to record my day, wants to record my screen to show when it drops and stuff. Which to me is an invasion of privacy because I use my equipment. It's not like Comcast is handing me a computer and saying, here, use our computer for it, which maybe they should. But no, Twat Waffle wants to record my screens while I work, which is an invasion of privacy. I tell you, and then she goes, I'm getting set to make a pretty good paycheck this week. I worked 12 hours of overtime last week alone. And she has enough, Twat Waffle has enough balls to message me and go, it's a good time to upgrade that RAM. Payday is coming up on Friday. Can you imagine if somebody told you, hey, here's how you're going to spend your paycheck on Friday? Fucking ugly bitch. I've seen her picture on Facebook too. She looks like a twat waffle. You know, lady, I look at it this way. Yeah, it may be a good time to upgrade it because payday's this week. But I also got bills to pay and mouths to feed. The last thing on my mind is upgrading the fucking RAM in my computer when it's at the bare minimum requirement. Now, if the company wants to go through and rewrite their whole telenetwork policy and their whole company handbook to raise the minimum requirement to 8, then I will upgrade. But no, Twat Waffle just sits there, we gotta get this fixed. We can't have this. No shit, like I really want to be dropping calls from customers. Like I really want to be affecting my call statuses and my metrics by staying in a status that I can't stay, that I'm not supposed to be in. We gotta get this fixed. It's called go to another program. Or give me a version that won't drop. Fucking Twat Waffle. I swear to God, man. You know, I'm going to do the old Howard Stern bit. God, if there is a God, I'm going to pray right now. If there is a God up there, God, please give me a ray gun to go, and or not even that, don't even let me be a part of it. God, you know where Twat Waffle lives. Oh, merciful God, please have mercy on me, and please send a bolt of lightning down to kill Twat Waffle. There you go. Howard Stern did that bit on private parts, and it was just so awesome. But please, God, if there is a God, if you kill Twat Waffle, I will be baptized live on the air. If you send a bolt of lightning right down, sweet Lord, to kill Twat Waffle, I will get baptized live on the air. I will even film it for YouTube. You will see my fat ass get dunked in holy water if there is a God, and if he does in fact kill Twat Waffle. How does this woman have a husband is beyond me. Who would want to fuck such a fucking nutcase, man? And she talks to people like they're little kids. That's something I can't stand. Is a boss that wants to sit there and talk to you like they're down, like they're above you. Like they get their voice real low like this. You gotta do this, okay? You gotta file a help desk ticket because we can't have this, okay? Fuck you, you Twat Waffle. Why don't you go sew another backpack for your kid or something, or go sew her a pair of pants? I know what you need to sew her. You need to sew her a tent because she needs to pack her shit and move away from you because it's mothers like you, Twat Waffle, that drive their kids to become pregnant at 16 or locked up or drug addicts. You're the reason why we can't raise our kids like, our mommy and daddy raised them because you're a fucking Twat Waffle and you have no idea what the fuck you're doing in this world. You belong in a rubber room. Maybe it's a good time to upgrade that RAM. Payday's coming up. You gonna pay my electric bill so I could go out and boost the RAM in the computer, Twat Waffle? You gonna pay my internet bill, Twat Waffle, huh? Fucking ugly cunt. I don't like using that word, folks. I really, like I said last week, I hate that word. But if there was ever a person in this world that needed cunt tattooed on her forehead and Twat Waffle tattooed across her butt cheeks, it's this woman. You should put a quarantine sign around her pussy and let people just warn everybody, don't go near her. Fucking bitch. I'm sorry. I've never hated somebody this badly in my life. I don't think I've ever been I'm usually an easygoing guy. I clock in. I want to do my job. I don't want to be harassed and hounded. It's crazy, man. Absolute fucking loco. This is crazy, man. I think I'm going to take a break. We are going to talk wrestling here. when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about TNA and WWE and the shit that they've been doing here lately. Bill Goldberg is apparently about ready to edge his nose back into the company. We got some WWE 2K16 news. I'm going to talk about that. Let's talk about video games. Never mind Twat Waffle. By the way, if you have any questions about Twat Waffle, please feel free to send them in. I'll answer them as best I can. You're listening to New Search Live right here on youtube.com/tonsofun WWE. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll be right back. Stay with us, folks.
Cold, ain't it, Vern? Have you had your coffee yet? I'll tell you that Convenient has got some coffee. I've got to have my Convenient coffee every morning. It's so hot and black and rich and good. That freshly brewed Convenient coffee every morning gets me moving. I'm moving in my Convenient cup. I'm moving. I think I'll have a donut.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for staying in there, man. So that's the adventures of Pig Vomit. Now known, she's been upgraded from Pig Vomit. She is now known as Twat Waffle. I don't want to start calling her just the C word every day, because even though that's what I feel like doing. I feel like I have to have some kind of creative name for the Twat Waffle. WWE 2K16 is making waves this week, or WWE 2K17, excuse me. First thing is crazy, man. IGN has an article here, 6 biggest changes so far. And this is coming from, let me see, who wrote this? Vince Ignacio? I'm going to go ahead and read this word for word. This is from IGN.com. You can check it out yourself here. Here's a rundown of what I got to mess with when hands-on and why it works so well. And I'm going to give my thoughts on this too. In real ladder match overhaul. In real life, a ladder match means high-impact, high-altitude sports that get the crowd out of their seats. In wrestling games, ladder matches mean a lot of fussing over how to place your ladder properly and a lot of clunky-looking interactions. No more. In WWE 2K17, the ladder can only be set up at 5 specific locations in front of each set of ropes and in the center of the ring. Just get close to one, press the right button, and it gets properly set up every time. No more setting it up, climbing to the top, only finding you were 2 inches or were an inch too far to the left. On top of that, you can set the ladder up as a bridge from the apron to the outside barrier, opening up new opportunities. I personally got arm drag from the inside of the ring to the outside, through a ladder before I could do anything more creative, but the possibilities are totally there. I do like this to a certain extent. But then again, I did like setting up the ladder wherever I could and just seeing what kind of goofy shit that I could do. See what this next thing is here. Alright, the next thing is the rollout. Fussy, awkward ladder interactions aside, ladder matches also suffer the same problem that all multi-person matches do. It's beginning to end free-for-all. That's totally been fixed with the new rollout system. When a member of the multi-person match takes a big burst of damage, they will be first to roll out to ringside, where they'll rest for a while. I don't know if I like that. Depending on how badly they are hurt, they'll stick there until they've at least partially recovered. At one point, you do have a choice. Do I run back in or do I rest until I'm fully recovered? Coming in early might be the choice if a pinfall is about to be scored, or if you see a perfect opportunity, but coming in fully rested gives you opportunity gives you a temporary buff to run wild with. In practice, this means you won't spend the entirety of a triple threat match bumping around the ring with two combatants to worry about. Much like in actual triple threats, it naturally becomes sort of a round robin with dramatic moments where a resting wrestler, try to say that 3 times fast, will pop back into the ring at the last second to prevent a pinfall. Finally, these matches have an ebb and flow. Oh God, I can't believe I mispronounced that. Ebb and flow that feels like the real thing and provides a layer of decision making that just wasn't there previously. Backstage brawls and fighting in the crowd. Finally, at long last, you can fight backstage or in the crowd again. You can either enter a separate backstage brawl where you can win by KO. I'm not sure if I like that, because they always have a referee there whenever they fought backstage in the past. But anyway. Or you can escape, or you can transition from any DQ style match right into a backstage scrap. There are 3 separate backstage areas and a bevy of interactive props to get nasty with. There are even a handful of backstage oh my god moments that really put the hurt on your opponent with. Didn't get to fight in the crowd myself, sadly, but it can happen during any match type, regardless of the rules set. I really wish he would have been able to say here, and I think he wasn't able to say because 2K wouldn't allow him to. I really would have liked to know what the backstage areas are. And we've had interactive objects in the past. I think the last game that they did it in, it did not go well. Taunting matters. Taunting has mostly been a way to roleplay your wrestler of choice more than anything. Now it actually has an actual gameplay purpose. Some taunts gain you temporary damage boost, while others increase the rate at which you gain momentum for that time. Fighting chances to taunt is easier than ever too, since you can now taunt in a much wider variety of locations. Doing the right taunt at the right time can really turn the tides. I like the fact that they can taunt in many directions. I tell you right now, man, I want to be able to taunt on the turnbuckles again. That was really... I miss doing that. Like if your guy's laid down and you're waiting for him to stand up to do a standing move off the top, you can taunt and build your shit up, you know. Major reversals play a bigger role. Major reversals were a new addition last year, but you seldom saw them because of their narrow timing window. Oh, man. This year, the timing is a bit more forgiving and does a lot more for you when you land one. In addition to getting as bit of an offensive boost like before, a major reversal locks out your opponent's ability to perform reversals of their own. This is a particularly big deal for creating an opportunity to get a clutch finishing move off without fear of having it turned around on you. More than even last year, I really found myself holding on to a couple reversals while taking a beating, choosing to wait for a major reversal opportunity to really turn things around. Chain wrestling and submission changes. Of all the neat new features we've seen from Ukes and Visual Concept over the last years, chain wrestling and the new submission system have been the 2 most continuous. Or continuous, whatever. I'm sorry, guys, it's late. They aren't going anywhere this year, but some changes have been made to help address the complaints of the last year that the fan base has voiced. Chain wrestling is no longer automatically engaged at the start of the match. It will still happen if 2 characters try to grapple each other simultaneously or in other situations based on the wrestler's style and personality, but it is no longer a standard way to start the match. While I really dig the chain wrestling system, it being the guaranteed match opener did not make a lot of sense, so they're glad that this person says they're glad it plays a smaller role. And I'll agree with that. Here's the big one to me. As for the submission system, it's been tuned so that your rotating pie wedges aren't so slippery, so that stupid cat and mouse thing is still there. It definitely feels like you have more control of the submission situation as a result. That said, some people still just want to mash buttons, and for them an alternate submission system can be turned on that lets them go back to the days of controller smashing and mashing. How that will work online when people have two different styles is up in the air, but it is cool that 2K is giving everyone a chance to play the way they want. He says that's everything he tested out. None of the new Universal Career stuff was available for him to try, but he got a very good sense of how 2K17 is going to feel in the ring. And he really digs how the franchise continues to march further and forward, being a simulation sports game. And that is, of course, from IGN's very own Vince Ignacio. Also, the 2K Universe 2K Showcase mode is gone. Thank God. I was really getting sick and tired of recreate this match, and then recreate this match, and recreate this moment, and go through the quick time event, and mash this button at the right time, and then hit this person in the corner with 3 strikes to initiate this quick time event. And after everything's all said and done, you get to recreate history by having Brett actually beat Stone Cold in the match instead of the other way around. To unlock stuff. Hated it. They've been doing this since Legends of WrestleMania with their games. That's where it first started off at. Was the Legends of WrestleMania. Creating different WrestleMania matches. That was cool. The Attitude Era thing was cool. But that's where it should have ended. So glad to see that mode gone, and I hope it never returns. They said they were going to do one thing with Brock Lesnar. The reason why you can't do something with Brock Lesnar in the 2K Showcase is because half the damn good matches he had in WWE in his early career was with Kurt Angle, and you can't put Kurt Angle in the video game. Sorry. We got Raw tonight here, and a bit over 30 minutes away from me. They got to do something to step it up here. SummerSlam's coming up this coming Sunday, I believe. Then after that, it's on to Backlash. I will be attending Backlash Live down at the Richmond Coliseum in Richmond, Virginia. I'm booking my hotel room this weekend. That's why I can't afford my RAM, Twat Waffle. It's because I have to book my hotel room for Backlash. Unless you want to book it for me, Twat Waffle. Then I'll upgrade the RAM. The only RAM you need to be worried about, Twat Waffle, is a cock needing to be rammed inside of you, because you desperately need it. If there was ever a woman in more dire need of getting laid, man, it's her. Anyway. Yeah, so they took the universe mode out. There's a new promo system in with the, or they took the showcase mode out. There's a bigger promo system in with the universe mode and with the career mode. Hopefully they made it a lot more detailed now. The career mode at least. I like the career mode in 16, but it just could have been so much more. Curious to see what DLC they'll have. Also curious to see, like, you know, what kind of promos you can do. Can you really cut a promo on a certain person, and does your character still have the same old voice? Can you give him a different voice this year? Stuff like that. Anyway, that's all I really had to talk about. I just wanted to jump on here and talk about Twat Waffle. Somebody said they liked it. The ongoing adventures of Twat Waffle. So, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. Just see the social media links there on your screen. You can follow me on Twitter at WrestlingTruck, Facebook.com/NewSurgeLive, NewSurgeLive@Yahoo.com. And we got to get Jeff Edwards on here, man. I've been wanting to get him on and do a podcast for a while now. Who knows what will happen? Next week, we're going to talk about SummerSlam, probably. And see if I actually feel like talk about wrestling, man. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We'll see you down the road.